Hello, and thank you for joining us today to learn more about NACADA's AACSS, the Academic Advising Consultants and Speaker Services, and what it provides to colleges, universities, and higher ed organizations in the United States and around the world. My name is Jane Drake, and I am the chair of the AACSS Advisory Board.
And hello, everyone. My name is Joanne Daminger, and I serve as the chair of the AACSS Professional Development and Handbook Committees. The AACSS Advisory Board has prepared this video for NACADA members who may be thinking about applying to be a consultant or speaker. It provides information about the AACSS itself, the professional background experience needed to be a consultant and speaker, as well as the roles and responsibilities of these positions. Before we discuss the details, first a word about who we are. The mission of the AACSS is to proactively support and guide the global advancement of quality academic advising to higher education institutions and organizations through its network of scholar practitioner speakers and consultants. We help colleges and universities develop, reorganize, establish, and review their advising services. We provide nationally recognized experts to conduct on-site or virtual reviews of existing academic advising programs and deliver keynote and motivational speeches and workshops on a full range of advising-related topics. In addition, our team also works with other professional organizations to advance the critical central role of academic advising in higher education. If you're watching this video, that most likely means that you're considering applying to be a consultant or speaker, or maybe both. NACADA truly appreciates your interest in serving the association in this way. As you follow along, please think about the responsibilities of each position and the expertise needed to be an effective consultant or speaker. Now, here are a few things to consider. For one, all applicants must be current members of NACADA with at least 5 years of increasing responsibility in leadership positions at NACADA state, regional, national, and international levels, or international levels. You don't have to be active in all of them. We're also looking for applicants who have demonstrated expertise in the advising specialties about which they will be speaking or consulting. To give you several examples of what such topics might be, they could include advising as teaching and learning, legal issues in higher education, diversity, advising first-year students or honor students, students with disabilities, or perhaps student athletes, and also rethinking campus advising structures. Now, that's just to give you an idea of a few possible topics. Consultants in particular should ideally have a breadth of experience, and many consultants are advising program directors, coordinators, or other administrators at their institution, with responsibilities that might include such things as hiring and training new advisors, supervising staff, building teams, evaluating and assessing advising programs, managing budgets, and so on. We like to think that the experience is really more important than the title, and you might see that again in this video. Having a history or knowledge of articles in print, published research studies, and other evidence of scholarly activity is also recommended for all those who apply to the program. So if you already have some experience in giving presentations on your campus, or maybe at various NACADA venues or elsewhere, or if you've already done some consulting, assessment, or have been published in refereed or other journals, you may just be a good candidate for the AACSS. Accepting the responsibilities of these positions is both serious and rewarding. Having the background experience and scholarly expertise in various areas of academic advising is the bottom line, sort of the foundation, you could say, the basis on which decisions on applications are made. But that's not all that it takes. Consultants and speakers must be self-motivated and hold themselves to the highest professional standards. It is critical that they provide quality services, demonstrate professionalism and diplomacy at all times, and complete assignments with the greatest degree of accuracy, efficiency, and care. So, with all that in mind, to find out more about the background needed to become a speaker or consultant, our advice to you is to check out the application form, which you can find on the NACADA website. And now we're going to hear from Jane about the roles of consultants and speakers. Jane, it's all yours.
Yeah. Thanks, Joanne. I would like to, as Joanne said, turn our attention to both consultants and speakers and begin with the consultants. Consultants, it's important to understand, conduct in-person or virtual reviews of academic advising programs that may range anywhere from an individual advising unit to an institution or even a multi-campus system. When a campus or team of consultants undertakes a study, it usually lasts from 1 to 3 days, and the time is generally spent interviewing those who contribute to academic advising programs, such as faculty, primary role advisors, students, advising administrators, and central administrators. Then before leaving campus or wrapping up a virtual review, the team may be asked to report out its findings and thoughts to appropriate central administrators, deans, or directors. After the review, the consultants then submit a written report to the institution on the strengths and the challenges found during the visit, along with a comprehensive set of recommendations to improve the institution's advising services. Now, if this sounds interesting to you, but you're still feeling a little uneasy about not having completed a review previously, the executive office will arrange for a newly accepted consultant to join a team of experienced consultants for that first review. In other words, you're not going to be alone for your initial review, and you will have experienced colleagues to mentor you and show you the NACADA ropes. With that said, let's turn our attention now to speakers. Speakers are the topic experts who prepare to address a full range of issues requested by an institution or professional organization. Speakers may be contracted to deliver keynote addresses, facilitate informational or interactive sessions, and conduct various advising workshops. Often topics range from advising approaches themselves to the role of advising in student retention, completion, the pathways model, just to name a few. Generally speaking, speakers are invited to campus for 1 day, or if done virtually, for the time contracted by the institution. Speakers are not required to submit a follow-up report. Qualifications for serving as a speaker are basically the same as those for a consultant. The AACSS will provide a new speaker with professional development opportunities to learn tips for preparing and delivering presentations and what to do in challenging situations when on campus, such as being asked to take on additional presentations after you've arrived. Although these kinds of experiences are usually very rare and do not usually occur, we want our speakers to be able to handle any unexpected situations. So what is it the speakers and consultants actually share? It is the responsibility of the consultant and the speaker to interact with a primary institutional contact to prepare in advance, important, to prepare in advance of the virtual or campus visit. If the consultant is part of a team, then the team should decide who will take the lead for the visit. All members of the team are part of the planning, but the lead will guide the planning, the visit, and the report writing. More details about advanced preparation and follow-up can be found in the AACSS handbook, which is made available to those who have been accepted into the AACSS program. Now, Joanne, back to you.
Well, thank you, Dane. Next, I'd like to explain how a speaker or consultant is actually selected. Once the institution reaches out to NACADA for our services, the executive office provides the institution with resumes that match the needs of the request. The institution then chooses the consultants or speakers whom they feel best meet their needs. The executive office then works with the consultants or speakers on the details of the virtual or on-site visit. Once the contract is completed and signed, the consultant or speaker makes travel arrangements, if the visit is on-site, that is. They are responsible for keeping all receipts related to the visit and submitting them to the executive office as soon as possible after the visit is complete. The executive office is very timely in reimbursing any appropriate expenses incurred during the trip or the virtual visit, and will send that along with the contracted fee or honorarium after the event is complete. There you have it, an overview of the AACSS, what it is, what it does, and the roles and responsibilities of its speakers and consultants. So Jane, back to you.
And now let's turn to the actual application process and the documentation needed to complete it. In addition to a minimum of 5 years of increasing NACADA involvement, applicants must have a proven track record of applicable skills and experience in a number of specific academic related topics. The application also requires 2 written references from those who have direct knowledge. That's important, who have direct knowledge of your expertise, education, advising background, in addition to your written communication skills. Often these letters of reference are from applicant's immediate supervisor or relevant dean or central administrator. For complete details on the application process and the documentation needed, please check out the full application form on the NACADA website. Once you access this application, you will have the opportunity of applying to be a speaker or a consultant or both. An applicant only needs to complete one application, even if that applicant wants to apply to be both a speaker and consultant. So it's a 2 for 1 or 1 for 2, whatever. The application review process is next. Once you have submitted the application, the AACSS application review board, through a set of established evaluation rubrics, which is available for those applicants to review, ranks the candidates according to the level of relevant experience and supporting evidence. If accepted, the candidates will officially become members of the consultants and speaker services and be provided the necessary professional development tools and mentorship program to prepare them to go into the field. So Joanne, let's, before we conclude, let's turn our attention to those frequently asked questions.
Yes, so we thought it might be really good to go over some of the questions that we often get. Because some people who wonder, do I have to apply to be both a speaker and a consultant? As Jane just mentioned, the answer to that question is no. You may decide which you are qualified for and complete the application accordingly. An applicant can apply for just one or both options, and you can use the same application and specify in the application. We've also been asked if there are opportunities for mentoring, and the answer to that is an emphatic yes. New consultants and speakers will have the opportunity to work with a senior consultant or speaker through our professional development program. People have asked us, are consultants and speakers compensated for their work? And you'll be happy to hear that the answer to that is yes as well. Speakers are provided a standard one-day fee for the preparation of presentation materials, a one-day fee for the on-site or virtual visit, and then reimbursement for any eligible expenses. Consultants are provided a standard one-day fee for preparation of research and consulting materials, a one-day fee for each day that they are either on campus or participating in a virtual review, and a one-day fee for report writing, and also reimbursement for eligible expenses. So as I talk about making travel arrangements for an on-site visit, you may be wondering, who makes travel arrangements for consultants and speakers? Well, consultants and speakers usually make their own travel arrangements, which could include an air flight, train, bus, or car travel, perhaps even a car rental, and maybe hotel recommendations. It is otherwise requested by the executive office or the institution that the consultant or speaker does not make their own travel arrangements. And speakers will be reimbursed when the visit and any follow-up responsibilities are completed. It is the responsibility of the consultants and the speakers to provide the executive office with all of the receipts eligible for reimbursement. A little bit about some of the questions that we get most often. And now I do believe, Jane, it's time to wrap this up.
All right, so let's wrap it up by talking about the next steps for prospective consultants and speakers. You have by now, we hope, a sense of what the AACSS is, what it does, and the roles and responsibilities of both our consultants and our speakers. So if you think you're a good match, please complete the online application form available on the NACADA website and follow the directions to submit it. If you feel, after listening to our video today, you feel you need more time to hone your skills or broaden your experience prior to applying, please check back with us when you feel you are ready. We will be here. We will be here. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us, Joanne or me, or Kathy Swartz, the Executive Office Liaison to the AACSS. And as you see, her contact information and her picture is on the screen. With that being said, we would like to thank you for your interest in the AACSS. And as always, thank you for all you do for NACADA.
Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.